morning. Time to make the coffee. Today's flavor is raspberry chocolate. I'm still out of chocolate creamer, but I'm thinking about putting my Walmart order in today. We'll see. Yep, trying to get my preps all caught up, and I'm ordering some extra canned fruit at Walmart today, or whenever I put the order in. I'm a little light on that, and I mean, you can survive without fruit as long as you have vegetables available to you, but it's nice to have fruit too. So today's high temperature is going to be 76 and potential rain. So we'll see. We could actually use a little more rain. I know some of you that are living on the coast, East Coast, and in the South, you've had your fill of rain. But we were actually in a drought up here in Ohio, so, but I think that's kind of past now. But the leaves are already starting to fall from the trees. The other day when the landscapers were here mowing, there was a guy going around blowing the leaves into the woods. So, yep, it's getting to be that time of the year. The trees haven't really turned beautiful colors yet, but you can see where they're starting. And here in my neighborhood, I have some really gorgeous trees. They're maples, and they have the bright, lovely orange. I don't know if they'll turn nice colors this year because of the drought. Sometimes when that happens, the leaves just turn brown and fall off. So we'll see. I don't know what Mother Nature has in store for us this fall. So I'm having white chocolate raspberry creamer with this, since I am out of the chocolate creamer. And I know some of you encourage me to give up the creamer, but I guess I'm just not ready to do that yet. So if I drink coffee, I want to at least enjoy a cup, because I don't drink much of it. Baking soda to cut the acid. So anyway, you know, we all have our little quirks of things that we like, even if they aren't the best for us. We carry on. I suppose I should try not drinking it for a week and doing something else, maybe get some half and half. But, who knows? You know, there's so many things that you can be allergic to and that are bad for you, and all the junk they put in our food, and, you know, it just goes on and on. You can make yourself crazy with all this stuff. Cheers. Oh, a little more. So I try to be reasonable with most of the things that I eat. And even though I'm vegetarian, you know, eating some of the faux meats, I like to read the ingredients. And some of them do have things in there that are, you know, not really meant to be food. But, well, anyway, I'm going to keep cooking down my freezer and buying fresh produce. And organic is expensive. Sometimes I buy it, sometimes I don't. So that's just how I do things. And hopefully it won't kill me. Let me try this again. But for those of you that don't know it, none of us are getting out of this alive. So eventually something will kill you. Anyway, in the meantime, on the positive side of that coin, we have to live our lives to the fullest and enjoy our life, and every day do things to make yourself happy, to make your family happy, spend time with your loved ones, with your pets, with your friends, and just have a good time. You know, even though there's a lot of dark things going on around us, you know, God will protect us and you know, whatever, even if that means going into the kingdom of heaven. I know some of you don't believe that, but I do. You know, I mean, the promise is there, so how bad can it be? So anyway, I will meet you over there at the budget book. We need to talk about spending money. Hey, here I am back at the budget book. So yesterday I didn't spend any money. This day I spent a whopper amount of money, bought a generator, put it on time payments, same as cash. So that'll be paid off in 4 months, 5 months, because they right away take out the first payment. When you buy things like that on Amazon, the first payment comes out right away when they ship the product. And then after that, they bill you once a month until it's paid for. So anyway, that's the way that works. And plus, depending on which payment plan, I've never done this before on Amazon, but whichever payment plan you choose, you still get you can still get points with some of them. Not with all of them, but with some of them you can still get your points, which is kind of important to me because I've gotten a lot of money off by using the cash back feature. So anyway, that's how I shop on Amazon. I have Prime, so you know I get the extra perk of having Prime videos too. So although some of the Prime you still have to pay for, you can rent or buy movies there too, and that'll go onto your Amazon account. But you also have free content, and I always get the free content. So anyway, I took my mom shopping yesterday, and we had a nice time. I hadn't been over there in a while because I've been so busy here, so I had to go take her shopping and hang out with her and spend some time with her, because at 95, you just never know. I mean, she could live another 10 years, which would be awesome. But, you know, at 95, who knows? So I want to spend as much time as I can with her that's reasonable. And she's always welcome to come and stay with me, either for a few days, or she can come and stay with me permanently if she wants. But she wants her independence. She wants to stay in her home. And right now, she's still okay doing that. So anyway, when I took her shopping, if she buys like a bag of mandarins or a 10-pound bag of potatoes, she always gives me half because she can't eat it all before it goes bad. So that was nice. And then I just got some grapes, and of course she insists on paying for it, so I give her that pleasure. It makes her happy. So, but I always try to not buy much, you know, to kind of keep it on the very low spend. But it does make her happy. So since I'm an only child, you know, she doesn't really have anyone else other than the grandkids and the great-grandkids. So it makes her happy. She likes to, you know, spend a little money on the family every now and then, which, you know, I get it because I like to do that too. And I'm sure a lot of you out there do as well. So then I took her home and we had coffee and cake we bought a nice German cake while we were at Aldi's. And of course, she gave me half of that because she can't eat all that either. So she froze some. She has a freezer. She has lots of food in her freezers. And she also has a little prepper stash. There's not as much in there as there used to be, but that's okay. She has plenty where she could, cook for herself for, a few weeks anyway, without running out of provisions. And of course, I would definitely stock up for her if need be. So we have a little system going, and makes her happy, and it makes me happy, and we spend some time together, and it gets her out of the house because she doesn't drive anymore. So I think it's important to, pay attention to your elderly folks, whether that's your family or maybe you have an elderly neighbor that doesn't have a family. Check in on them, especially in these crazy times. See if there's anything that they need. If there's food that you can donate to them that they would be willing to take. Some elderly people are pretty proud and they don't want charity. But, if you have an elderly neighbor or friend, check in on them once in a while. See what they need. Because a lot of old people are navigating this ocean of craziness all by themselves. So, and a lot of them just watch regular TV, so they watch CNN and MSNBC and CBS and all those stations that have garbage news. So they don't really know what's going on. They're just privy to the information that these propaganda stations spew out. And I know some of you are going, but I watch those, and that's fine, whatever floats your boat. But I like to get my news from other sources, and I like to listen to the actual people that are impacted by what's going on. So that's my take on it, and you may not agree with me, and honestly, I don't care. Agree, don't agree, but don't make nasty comments because I'll delete them. So, and that's not saying you can't, you don't have to agree with me on everything. I'm fine with that. But, as long as you present your whatever feelings or thoughts in a reasonable manner in the comments, I'm fine with that. As a matter of fact, one woman made this lengthy comment, and, it's someone I think, about the Springfield issue. And I know a lot of you hopped in on that and said, oh, wake up, honey. So she ended up taking the comment down. I didn't. It's like, well, okay, that's your opinion. Fine. Keep believing what you believe. So anyway, I think I'm going to stay home today, although next week I have to go to Costco, and I'm going to stock up on an extra bag of dog food because this strike that's probably going to happen will definitely impact the supply chain. And it's all up and down. All these ports all up and down the coast will be pretty much shut down. And, a lot of that stuff is coming in from other countries, and it may take a while, but it's going to impact the products that you can buy, whether that's on Amazon or on Walmart or whatever. So if there's things that you have to have, you might want to think about stocking up a little bit, even if you're not into prepping. But just in case, that will impact the supply chain. So anyway, And if you don't believe me, then continue on your own journey, whatever that may be. So, okay, I'm going to drink my coffee. Would you like to join me? All right. Let me get my coffee ready and we'll have a little chat. Back at my kitchen table, one of my favorite places in the house. I spend a lot of time in here in my kitchen, and I actually pretty much live downstairs. Now I do sleep upstairs, I have my clothes upstairs, I shower upstairs, get ready for wherever I'm going, but I really don't hang out in my bedroom until the evening when I go up and relax and watch some TV until I fall asleep. So I would say a good, other than the sleeping time, I would say a good 80 to 90% of my time is spent here on the first floor. So I think if I ever had to live in a tiny house, I think I would be perfectly fine, other than what in the heck would I do with all my stuff? I'd have to have a very serious come to Jesus meeting with myself and, take care of business. But I don't plan on doing that, although maybe that could be a plan for if I can't live alone anymore. Put a little, they have granny pods that you can buy. I don't know that much about them, but they can be put on somebody else's property, so if your kids or your grandkids or whatever have a property, you can have that conversation with them. Hey, can I put this pod here and live close to you? I don't want to necessarily live with you in your house, but maybe we could work that out. So I don't know. Anyway, something to think about. But I feel very comfortable in a smaller place. I don't think I would like a big rambling house. That's never been my ambition. This house is plenty big for me. As a matter of fact, it's probably a little too big, but like I've said before, I can close off rooms if necessary and just live on the first floor. I have my bathroom, I have laundry facility right there. I have, a day bed in the living room, which I could move into the dining room, get rid of my dining room furniture, because we don't dine in there. We dine in the kitchen even when I have gatherings. So I could make that into a bedroom, which would be nice because I'd have access right to the outside from because my deck is right outside, right there. So anyway, those were kind of my plans when I moved into this house, even though the house has stairs. If I can't do the stairs anymore, well then, I could not go upstairs. So, but my grandson that lives with me, he's 21, and he's pretty much independent from me. Sometimes we're like just two ships passing in the night because he goes to work, he goes with his friends, and I'm usually home, so that's better. So even though he lives with me, it's nice to know I have another body in the house if there's an emergency. But he feeds himself, he does his own thing. So anyway, but if he wasn't living here, because he actually has two rooms up there, one he sleeps in and the other one, well, actually, let me back up. The one he sleeps in is also my craft room. So I don't want to redo that whole room. That would totally blow up my house. And everything is neat and put away and has its own space. So, but that's his bedroom where he sleeps, and it was meant actually to be a guest room. So, but then he's got one of the other bedrooms that is his computer room because he works from home a lot. So, yeah, he pretty much lives up there, and I live down here. And of course, my basement, in between the leaky pipe and the damage the mice did, I still haven't been able to clean all that up. So, yeah, that's uninhabitable right at the moment. But if I absolutely had to, I could put a separate entrance from the garage. I could have that put in, and I could actually rent that out if I had to and if I was desperate. But nowadays, there's so many people that I wouldn't want to rent to. You know, I wouldn't want somebody that's a big slob or that has parties and people in and out all the time. And if you're renting to strangers, you know, they can tell you a lot of what they're not going to do, and then you can't, once you get in, you know, it's a totally different story. And getting them out takes forever and a day. It's not that easy to do. So that would kind of be a last resort if I had to do that. Because unless I put a separate entryway, I wouldn't want people coming in my front door and, you know, disturbing me all times. And there's times where I just, you know, I don't want to socialize. So sometimes if you have somebody coming in and out of your living space, it's almost like, you know, you have to be cordial. So I just don't want to deal with that. Like I said, if I had to, I would, but that would be the last resort that I would consider doing. So anyway, need some coffee. Cheers. I hope you have some coffee or tea or a glass of wine, whatever you like. So I wanted to just read a couple quotes. Let's see. I picked one. Where is it? Well, let me pick the other one. Okay, don't be afraid to stand for what you believe in, even if that means standing alone. And that's by Andy Biersack. Yeah, that was his name, Andy Biersack. So, you know, sometimes, especially with all the, and I think this is my opinion, this goes way beyond politics. But I think with so many of us having different views, whether you're red or blue or somewhere in between, having that discussion with somebody that is not what you are sometimes can get pretty hairy, you know. And a lot of people, when you try to have a discussion with them, they just get mad. You know, it's like, I don't want to talk about that. But you need to talk about it. Sorry, but you just need to, because it impacts all of our lives. And like I've said before, this is a lifestyle channel. I am mainly focused on things that impact my life. And right now, a big impact on my life is our economic status. It's bad. It's very bad. And the prices keep going up. And a lot of them are up like 50% and more. You know, if you were, like I was paying, I used to buy, forget the brand, but the cans of spaghetti sauce, I've been buying those for years. I have them in my prepper stash. They were always like 99 cents. When they would go on sale, you could get 4 for so much money or 5 for so. Well, when I was looking the other day, they were like $1, what was it, $1.59 or something like that. So, you know, you can't tell me the prices have only gone up, what, 10, 11%, because that's a bunch of baloney. So, anyway, I was talking to a friend of mine who lives out in California, and we were talking, she has a different view than what I have when it comes to, certain candidates. She doesn't like either one, which is fine. I can understand that. But I like one, and you guys know who that is. Unless you're new to my channel, I'm definitely on the red side. So we had a conversation about it, and it was actually a very nice conversation. It was one of these things where it was, well, why do you believe that? And then she'd give me an answer, and I would say, okay, I understand, this is what I believe. And we talked for quite a while. We usually talk maybe once a month or so, and actually we've been friends now for, a couple years maybe, but I actually met her as another YouTube person. So, but we definitely have some different views when it comes to that. Now, on a lot of other things, we are very much like-minded. But, so, there's no reason why you have to run screaming into the night if somebody wants to talk about these things, especially somebody in your family. Now, it's easy to think to yourself, oh, that person's just stupid. They have no reason at all to think that way. Well, maybe they do. Maybe they heard something that you don't know about. But it's worth at least giving a listen and then weighing your options and seeing that, maybe you are right, or maybe you can adjust your thinking a little bit. But to totally cut each other out just because you have opposing political views, in my opinion, is ridiculous. Because whatever the outcome is, this too shall pass, whether this was right, you were right, they were right, whatever. My opinion on that is, I hope some of the things that I think are going to be going on, I hope they are wrong. This is one situation where I hope I'm wrong. But if I'm not, either way, it's going to be what it is. But whatever your beliefs are, get out and vote. And even if you think the system is rigged, still get out and vote. That's all I can say about that. And I know some of you are going to go, oh, stop talking about politics. This isn't about politics that I'm talking about. I'm talking about how things impact a population. You can't afford groceries, you can't afford your medications, you can't afford your rent, you can't afford anything, and you keep tightening the belt, and you're strangling yourself in the meantime, and they don't care. They just don't care. You're kind of off on your own, I hate to tell you. So take care of yourselves. And I did buy that generator. I was talking about that a little bit yesterday. It's a 12,000, not 1,200. It's a 12,000 watt dual fuel generator, and it's by Westinghouse. And it was actually the cheapest one that I could find that had really good ratings, and it was about $1,000, let's say $1,025. It was just a little bit over $1,000. So I went ahead and bought that, but like I've said, I want to go and buy 2 more propane tanks. And I'm buying the 20-pound ones because I can handle those. I can move those around. The bigger ones I would have a hard time lifting. So that's what I'm doing. And they cost about, I bought one at Mark's, and it was like $55 filled. It was a brand new tank. I asked the guy to pick me a new one because some of them in there are looking pretty darn beat up. And then I'll keep those tanks and just go somewhere where they actually just refill the tanks. So keep some propane on hand. Get yourself some buddy heaters or propane heaters, whatever. I have a couple of those, so that with the winter coming up, we're not going to freeze. But I am still looking, oh, and keep some gasoline maybe. I don't like storing gasoline, but I think I'm going to get a couple of, I don't know, what is it? Is it 5-gallon containers? Well, whatever it is, just to keep in the garage. Keep your gas tank filled because with this strike coming up, that'll be impacted. Gas prices are going to shoot through the roof. So there you go. Let's throw some more inflation on the shit pile that they've created. Anyway, excuse my French, but I can't think of a better word to describe it. So keep a little gasoline on hand. I don't like to store it because the fire hazard. Plus gasoline goes bad after a while. But you can always put it in your tank before it goes bad when everything, if everything kind of settles down. So, yeah, I want to get 2 more tanks, so that'll cost me a little bit over $100. And what else? There were a couple more prep things that I got on Amazon. I bought more butane fuel canisters. I bought those to keep on hand. I have, I think, 6 of them. So I bought more of those and little butane tanks. I got those. Those are for cooking. So we're good there. Make sure you have enough lights. If you don't have a generator, make sure you have enough flashlights, or you can get rechargeable lanterns. I got a couple of those at Costco. I think it was last year. So keep batteries stocked up for your flashlights. Utilize your outdoor solar lights. You can bring those in and then stick them back out during the day. They can recharge. So, you might want to keep some extra ones of those handy. Also oil lamps, and get some oil lamp fuel. So that will provide quite a bit of light in a room, because that's what people used to use back in the old times before electricity. And I have a little bit of everything, so I can kind of use everything or pick and choose, because like I said, I don't want to be sitting here in the dark being hungry because I can't warm up anything, eating cold canned food. That doesn't sound real good. Let's see what else. I am still looking for some battery packs, the solar generator kind of thing. But I thought, at least if I have one generator that can run almost anything in the house, probably not at one time, but I'll be good. And I want to eventually hire an electrician to put in a panel that will go right into the house, whatever you call it, electrical box. And that way, I can just switch it that way. The generator that I got is a push start, so that's good. I didn't want, want to be out there like trying to start a lawnmower. So anyway, fingers crossed. And I know a lot of people with this Helene have lost power. Millions of people lost power. So that's why I prep, because we all get storms here in Ohio. We get tornadoes, we get, bad thunderstorms that can knock out the electrical power. So, and sometimes, depending on if it's a big enough outage, it can last for many days. I already said my 2 sons, their power went out for 5 days during the last storm when tornadoes blew through here. Thank God there was no damage other than the power went out, but they were fine. They each have a generator, and they kept things going. So anyway, just wanted to talk a little bit about that, and yeah, we need to help each other, help each other out too. Oh, and another good thing is get yourself some protection, whatever that might be. Take a self-defense class. At least you can protect yourself a little bit. And even if that's a good set of kitchen knives, at least it's something. But I would encourage you to go a little bit beyond that. But, some people don't think that's necessary, but I think it's probably a prudent thing to do. So, all right, well, that's really all I have for you today, my friends. Let me know in the comments below, am I full of baloney? Do you agree with me? What did I miss? Have I missed anything? You want to have matches or, some sort of lighters, something to cook on. So, but let me know in the comments below if I missed anything. Medical things, you need those. Things for wound care, Band-Aids, extra medication might be affected with this shutdown coming, because a lot of your medications come from over there. So, those are just things that you have to kind of think about. So, all right, well, I'm going to quit talking about that now. And it doesn't have to be a oh my God situation. And hopefully it doesn't get to that point where things get really, really bad. But even small things like storms or, it will impact your life. And pray. Ask Jesus to protect you and your family and your friends. And if you don't believe in that, well, I can't help you there. You're going to have to navigate your own way through. But there's power in prayer, especially if a lot of us are praying. Yeah, pray for protection. So, okay, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Good to yourself, good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share, and thanks for watching.